All right, all right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game, Fukaimori versus Scars. This game taking place here on Rusty Creek 1.3. Gonna go ahead and speed things up to 8 times speed, get it underway. Undead versus Orc in this 1v1 matchup, and it will be a Crypt Lord going up against a Farseer. All right, Farseer looks like he's going for Grunts first, no War Mill as of yet, not even a Voodoo Lounge. Would have expected a faster tech to tier 2 if based upon the timing as we see the tech to tier 2 now start. Peon looking to retreat back. Meanwhile, we're looking at Fukamori going after the giant sea turtle creep camp and looking to build up perhaps an army of skeletal minions. Of carrion beetles. Carrion beetles looking to engage here with the Crypt Lord actually absorbing quite a bit of damage already as a Nerubian tower is being placed down. Farseer looking to get in a bit of harassment here, but that Nerubian tower is positioned in a way where, well, it is going to be difficult for that Farseer to try and do much. All right, Spirit Wolves getting forced to retreat back here. That slower movement speed and that normal damage does slowly tick away on that Spirit Wolf, who has lost a decent amount of hit points. Meanwhile, Crypt Lord trying to summon up more beetles while staying on Blight to improve that regeneration rate. Forest Troll High Priest going to get finished off here. Gloves of Haste was picked up by the Crypt Lord already off of that first creep camp, and now going to pick up a Tome of Strength +2, get some additional hit points, and look to be even stronger again. All right, level 2 on that Crypt Lord already. Are we looking at Impale? Yes, we are. That second ability, that Impale, able to launch units into the sky. And I don't see, Undead using the passive ability on that Crypt Lord very often. Meanwhile, coming back around, Farseer picks up a Wand of Illusion. Only 2 charges now for those of you guys who are wondering, as Kobolds will get cleaned up. I don't believe this will give level 2 to the Farseer, just get slowly closer and closer. Coming back around, Crypt Lord, he is looking to actually set up an expansion here on a little bit more of an out-of-the-way creep camp. I believe, however, the Farseer is totally expecting this, sending an illusion down to the bottom 6 o'clock location just to make sure. Acolyte is already in position here, could summon up a Ziggurat, as the Acolyte should also be haunting this gold mine here as well. Haunting of the gold mine takes a little bit longer now, I believe an additional 2 seconds overall, as that Ziggurat and that haunted gold mine, because of that 2-second extension, also, heals those hit points, or the rate at which those hit points are growing are affected as well, perhaps thereby slowing that undead expansion ability. Undead expansions were a pretty recent development in the WarCraft 3 meta, and players finding or realizing that they can sell their Scroll of Town Portal and unsummon their Altar of Darkness while using the that sacrificial scroll to generate a bit of light. Enraged Wildkin going to get taken down there. Crypt Lord now sitting at level 3. It does have a potion of replenishment, or a replenishment potion, to follow it up here. When it does start to run low on mana. Coming back around, Farseer sitting at level 2, gonna get closer to level 3, and finally picks up his first item, Circlet of Nobility. Must have been picking up a lot of consumable items and tomes, as it is well on its way and will get to level 3 here in just a second. All right, Fukamori is sitting on 2 bases, also summoning up a Necropolis as well to try and train up some additional acolytes. Fukamori should be shifting some acolytes down to the south here, as we do see tech to tier 2 already done by Scars while setting up an expansion for himself as well. Meanwhile, battle in the middle portion of the map, Rusty Creek having a lot of, creeps here, a lot of narrow paths, and now a surround on that Farseer. Shadowhunter coming around, Chain Lightning trying to break free. Shadowhunter should actually stay close enough by, and one Grunt didn't get close enough, and he may actually end up getting caught. All right, that Grunt does end up getting caught out in the open here. Scars is in trouble. Losing Grunts is not what you want to be doing. Are we going to see an Impale? Yeah, Impale to ensure that surround, and that Grunt, knew exactly what hit him, and he gets taken down. Farseer, Shadow Hunter, if they can hold on to this expansion that is being built here, then that will stabilize the economic advantage. Meanwhile, Wind Riders are getting added in here. Tauren Chieftain, no, excuse me, not Tauren Chieftain. Wind Riders are going to be another addition as well. And there is nothing that can actually engage against the Wind Riders right now. A little bit of an advantage here as we're looking at the Farseer using Scroll of Speed to cause a little bit of separation while slowly taking down these beetles. All right, a new round of wolves could be resummoned up as well, as we're purposely seeing Scars fighting together. Nope, here we are. There's a big chain lightning, and that Wind Rider is going to be able to just slowly pick apart those lower hit point units. And this is a big advantage now for Scars as a Goblin Alchemist joining in on the battle here. All right, damage is slowly going to get racked up here. Alchemist can, in fact, deal damage to that Wind Rider. There's an Acid Bomb there. More beetles coming across here as the Alchemist, tries to engage, but that Wind Rider's damage is just still going unchecked. More damage getting added through here. Acid Bomb, negative armor, taking an additional 17 damage per attack, plus damage over time. Wind Riders looking to retreat here. Acid Bomb damage onto that Grunt as the units are falling back. 41 supply compared to 36. Scars knows, the Grunt down to 88 hit points. That Grunt trying to constantly get in the way here. Is it going to be able to retreat back? That Crypt Lord still chasing as these ghouls are retreating back as well. That Grunt having some bad days indeed. Are we going to see that Grunt run all the way back home? It looks like it will actually run all the way back home, perhaps get inside a couple of Orc burrows and get denied. All right, that Grunt thinking he's finally reached the safety of home, only to see a little spear getting delivered in his back. Coming back around, Wind Riders looking to finish off this creep camp here. Farseer can try and pick up some additional Tomes of Intelligence. No Scroll of Town Portal for the save, though, as we're looking at one Orc burrow already taken down. Orc burrows suffering quite a bit of damage because there is no fortified armor, as the raiders are now actually getting stuck as well. This one peon positioning the raider in quite a difficult spot, and this is allowing the Crypt Lord and the Alchemist to solo units one at a time. This peon apparently not caring at all, just holding position there as he's finally going to try and break free. All right, Ensnare going down onto a Crypt Lord now. Repairs are underway. Meanwhile, mining is still happening here as the Farseer and the Wind Riders want to put pressure onto the Ziggurat on the bottom left of Fukaimori. Fukaimori must be expecting this, as a Spirit Tower is already getting upgraded here as well, and that Raider is constantly just going for ensnaring onto that Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord taking quite a bit of damage. Are we going to see a deny there? No deny, and the Crypt Lord could take him down to 17 hit points, and he ends up being forced to retreat as well. Scroll of Town Portal, Chain Lightning, Wind Riders going after all of these targets. Acolytes taking a little bit of damage, but the Spirit Towers, are going to rip holes into those Wind Riders. 27 to 32 fast hitting piercing damage, and you can see that Wind Rider is pretty much just taking 60 to 70 damage per attack. 2 Spirit Towers will be up here momentarily. Acolyte still mining away as we see that ghoul now taken down. All right, we're going to see a little small break in the action. Both sides, their attacking forces suffered a little bit of damage. Both sides on 2 bases, and both sides in, no upkeep. They should be able to tech, build, upgrade, do everything that they want to do. And have plenty of gold, since they are not getting taxed at all so far. We are still at Halls of the Dead, though, surprisingly, by Fukaimori, with no sign of a Death Knight in sight. Alchemist and Crypt Lord, we're going to be wandering back around. Crypt Fiend's going to be engaging in the battle as well, perhaps going to try and get in a little bit more creeping, as Fukaimori is behind in the overall experience race. Beetles now trying to of an infestation problem at the expansion here. Housing development or housing problems, as these beetles are going to easily get cleaned up once more. Still no fortification upgrade either, as we are still at, now just going to tier 3. All right, no tier 3 coming across here. We are looking at ghouls. Perhaps some crypts will get added, or some crypt fiends will get added in alongside gargoyles to deal with the Wind Riders. But I believe Scars has already transitioned away from Wind Riders. Only one Wind Rider out here on the battlefield, and we are looking at ghouls now trying to make their way across the battlefield. All right, ghoul is going to be in a little bit of a Congo line situation, a little bit of damage. There goes another one there. We could be seeing some ensnares. Meanwhile, we're looking at gargoyles going after the orc burrows, and this was a major mistake by Scars not getting that fortified armor upgrade. We're looking at piercing damage from the gargoyles, piercing damage from the crypt fiends, heroic damage from the heroes, and a big impale right there, right as all of these peons tried to make their way out, also taking an acid bomb, and that is going to be some major damage over time. Multiple peons were lost. All right, that fortified armor upgrade, reinforced defense is now getting added, but it might be too little, too late. A lot of damage is already done, but hopefully a lesson learned for Scars and, well, viewers at home. Coming back, or at the gym, as I've been kindly reminded. Coming back around, Criplord going to go ahead and engage as well. Alchemist looking to finish off more Orc Burrows. And Orc Burrows, remember, do give experience, as we now see, well, Wind Riders up in the air continuing to poke across here. We do see a couple of webs down. As those Wind Riders, well, are going to be forced to stay in place for just a little bit. Only 9 workers coming across from Scars. More will need to be trained up. All of the peons here at the main base were destroyed, and well, waiting on that stronghold upgrade. Coming back through here, Crypt Lord, Alchemist going to be getting to level 3 pretty easily off of this creep camp. Ghouls now making their round. Meanwhile, the Wind Rider army is still very, very powerful, and what we may be looking at is Envenom Spears. Suddenly, with Envenom Spears, this group of Wind Riders can really launch attacks and have that damage over time, nearly finish off units, and then just allow a chain lightning shot there. Why not pick up a Circlet of Nobility? Yeah, go back, pick it up. Thank you. All right, Circlet of Nobility, +6 to every single stat. All right, so Circlet of Nobility, that Farseer, 775 hit points and 570 mana. It needs to get more mana, get some Clarity Potion. If the Wind Riders do get Envenom Spears, oh, come on, you're at tier 2 already. Or tier 3, is going to go ahead and engage. All right, we see a couple of ensnares go down, a couple of webs there. Level 5 now on that Farseer. Farseer could look to finish off more units. It does go for level 3 Spirit Wolves instead. That with that Shadow Strike, going to rack up more damage. There goes another Crypt Fiend as well, as the Crypt Fiends are taking a bonus damage time and time again from those critical striking Shadow Wolves. All right, the Shadow Wolves are handling the Crypt Fiends better than the Crypt Fiends are handling the Wind Riders, it appears, as there's just not that many of them left anymore. More beetles getting cleaned up here. Are we going to see well, Wind Rider does get taken down. Obsidian Statue does get taken down as well. And Obsidian Statues, remember, they are offering their full experience now, similar to taking down a Grunt. I think that was one thing that I was not aware of. Apparently, Obsidian Statues, their experience was the same as a priest or a sorceress instead of a grunt. So that's a 500 hit point unit that caster that was only as much as, say, a priest or a sorceress. Coming back around, Farseer still looking to engage. Farseer actually in trouble here. Their Wind Riders are slowly getting picked away, and now the Farseer will be forced to try and use a Scroll of Town Portal in order to head back. No Scroll of Town Portal, just simply walking back home, as the Grunt, well, no Scroll of Speed either, just using those healing salves in order to get a little bit of distance and separation. Spirit Wolves are... well, Shadow Wolves summoned up right there could have blocked that narrow passageway and prevented the follow. That is what seemed to have happened. 51 over 52 supply. We are getting up a third and final hero, a Tauren Chieftain, as the Shadow Hunter looking to get to level 5 as well. Razormane Chieftain going to be dropping a very powerful item. Meanwhile, Grunt could end up getting taken down. He's already down to 14 hit points. He gets taken down by our Razormane Brute. True Shot Aura, a big item for the Wind Riders here, as they now get a 7% damage bonus. All range units getting a nice 7% damage bonus there. We are going into a Pit Lord as a third and final hero. That is not what I was expecting coming in from Fukaimori at all. Howl of Terror can easily be well, devoured magic off of those obsidian statues. That could be the strategy. Howl of Terror, reduce the amount of damage on from those Wind Riders, and then once it is reduced or it's about to end, you can devour magic to heal your destroyers and also get in some bonus damage as well. All right. Fukaimori trying to take down Scar's expansion here. The ghouls, however, dealing with fortified armor and those burrows. Plenty of peons inside, getting in large bouts of damage. Wind Riders, well, Acid Bomb level 2 ticking away damage there, taking a bonus 22% damage per attack, but nothing currently is really attacking them as there is just not enough Crypt Fiends to web them down. Obsidian Statue is going to go ahead and continue to heal as we see a couple of burrowed Crypt Fiends try to heal back up. 56 supply compared to 50. Pit Lord, Howl of Terror, greatly reducing the amount of damage that those units are doing again as we see a Tauren Chieftain come in with the stomp. Acid Bomb being thrown down again, getting tripped up on his own Crypt Fiend. Is that Alchemist going to be able to escape away? It looks like it will be able to do so as the Tauren Chieftain does not have the movement speed upgrade. No endurance aura as of yet. The hero was able to back away. Meanwhile, Wolves still trying to finish off some of those Crypt Fiends. Anytime a Crypt Fiend seems to be focused down, it quickly sticks its head in the sand saying, I don't like it. Destroyer now out, ready to devour some magic. Another Destroyer out before even the absorb mana, as the Shadow Hunter could get taken down here. One or two more shots should be enough. Scroll of Town Portal has been transferred over, and there's that Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away. A couple of Beetles going to get cleaned up here. More Devour Magic, more attacks as a Wind Rider getting left behind here. Wind Rider falls. Crypt Lord getting closer to level 6 now, as the Crypt Lord also has that Orb of Corruption in order to attack air. Something that I missed earlier, the Orb of Corruption on that Crypt Lord, allowing that Crypt Lord to attack air units, and perhaps that is why the Wind Riders were all easily cleaned up. Coming back across here, Wind Riders do have 1-0 upgrades. I still don't know if Envenom Spears have been researched. Farsi are going to pick up a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Tauren Chieftain still sitting at level 1. And the Farseer, well, wanting to get some, should be able to use Chain Lightning effectively with those Envenom Spears. As you know, you cannot die from poison, but having a bunch of low hit point units is exactly what you want if you have Chain Lightning cast across them. All right, we're going to be going into an engagement here in just a second. Well, no engagement. The Wolves are going to try and engage, perhaps try and stop and separate the army. Wind Riders looking to back away again as the Obsidian Statues are regrouping with Fukaimori's army. 66 supply army compared to 47. All right, during this time, are we looking at Envenom Spears? No, we are not. They are just easily getting cleaned up once more. Please cast some funny games. All right, coming back around, looking to finish off some more units. Quill Boar Hunter going back around, and those Wind Riders 1-0 upgrades without Envenom Spears. Not quite sure why you would even go to tier 3 if that is not your long-term goal. Coming back around though, Great Hall trying to offer a little bit of protection. There is that Chain Lightning bouncing around as we see Burrow now being used, making sure to finish off Crypt Fiends if they do try to stick their head in the sand. Wind Riders are all getting webbed down. There's that healing wave around here as the Crypt Lord is at level 6. It does not have the ultimate ability. Instead has level 3 Impale and those Beetles. All right, Crypt Fiends are getting cleaned up. Wind Riders should be able to finish off that Destroyer pretty easily as the web is still bringing down those units. More burrows being used as well. 29 supply compared to 64. How is Scars even in this fight here as Crypt Fiends are still getting easily taken out? All right, 25 supply. All right, the 2 Orc Burrows offering a little bit of protection here. Tauren Chieftain does have a Potion of Invulnerability as the Farseer are looking to still engage as well. Obsidian Statues have plenty of mana. Pit Lord, Alchemist, and Crypt Lord still working together here to try and shut down this expansion, but all they're really doing is taking a little bit of damage from those Orc Burrows and those heroes with their range attacks. All right, Peons trying to engage are going to quickly head back in once more as the Carrion Beetles look to finish off a couple of these Peons again. All right, Beetles getting easily destroyed here. Tauren Chieftain looking to, gain a little bit of experience again. But with the Farseer and the Shadow Hunter nearby, the Tauren Chieftain is not going to really make a dent in his overall experience bar since it is being taken up by those other two heroes. Meanwhile, back off to the north side here, what is going down? Tauren Chieftain picks up Claws of Attack +9 and only has 2 heroes, gonna end up losing this expansion location. Down to the south side, about 4,000 gold left here, no mining left in the main base of the undead meat, and there's still 4 minutes of mining left here. What is... All right. So the main gold mine here of Raven has been mined out. This gold mine off to the north still has about 3 minutes of or 3.5 minutes of mining to go. So I guess Scars is just trying to bank here and hope that his opponent's expansion also runs out and he is able to trade efficiently, even though he is behind on army size and also on hero level. All right, coming back through, Pit Lord going to be getting closer to level 3 here. A big deal. He's picked up Warsong Battle Drums, which is a big damage bonus across the entire undead army, as well as the Pit Lord with Howl of Terror represents a very large damage shift, being able to reduce the amount of damage that the Wind Riders are dealing while increasing the entire damage of the undead army. 31 supply compared to 31 compared 72 over 90. It seems like a sure thing for Fukaimori, unless Fukaimori somehow lets this game slip away from him. All right, Tauren Chieftain finally gets up to level 3. He picks up Warsong Battle Drums as well. And, well, with the Farseer at level 5, Shadowhunter at level 5, and Tauren Chieftain at level 3, Ring of Superiority +1 to every single stat, we're going to see that Forest Troll Berserker also taken out as well. Coming back through, Destroyers easily finishing off the remainder of the creep camps left. I believe every single creep camp has now been cleared out except for these 2 green ones on the far side of the map. Yeah, not worth really hunting after or spending time to go after here, as we see some Shadow Wolves doing a bit of scouting as well. Alchemist sitting at 4, Pit Lord sitting at 3, going up against a 5-5-3 Farseer, also with an Orb of Lightning, so we'll be able to, well, I don't know, plus 26 damage is actually rather scary on that Farseer, not realizing between all of those items and also a fast attack speed, that Farseer's auto attack is something to be scared of. All right, we're looking, what is that? A minimum of 63 damage on that Farseer per attack, as we looked off to the north of Beetle, just easily cleaning things up here. All right, expansion gonna try and get cleaned up once more. Yes, the poison finally researched by those Wind Riders seems too little too late, but we'll see if that Chain Lightning follow up after the Wind Rider poison makes a big difference. Coming back around, Farseer still looking for some more targets. Farseer doesn't have that much mana, though, down to only 80 compared to the Tauren Chieftain and also the Shadowhunter, who have maxed out mana so far. All right, Wind Riders may actually go after... are they going to try and go after the main creep camps? Yes, they are, or the main base, and trying to take down some of the buildings here, taking down that Nerubian tower. We could be looking, well, that healing wave bouncing around, and that Shadowhunter or that Wind Rider should have backed away, lost focus, and then the healing wave could have bounced to additional targets, as we're now going to be looking at ghouls suffering quite a bit of damage. There is a giant stomp. That is going to be a lot of dead ghouls here if the Wind Riders can finish off enough of those targets there. 1 or 2 more shots. There goes another one as well, as a Wind Rider was taken down because of that Spirit Tower. Piercing damage at a fast attack rate, really, well, causing quite a problem. Meanwhile, well, Fukaimori with 1 burrowed carrion beetle will know if an expansion is underway here, as the Shadow Wolves causing problems here at the other side. Crypt Fiend trying to finish off some of these units. We're looking for a critical strike going down here, as well a burrowed or a watchtower is in position. That beetle is easily gonna get cleaned up, giving level 6 to the Farseer. Level 6 Farseer does go for Earthquake. All right, things are starting to go well for Scars. Fukaimori unable to really protect the expansion here, as the wolves finally come to an end. Or Undead Army gonna find this, this 1 poor peon and he's going to easily get cleaned up here in just a moment. Peons making a move. Wind Riders with it in Venom Spears. No more mining for, for Scars at this point. Fukaimori mining off of one base with another one near full saturation. Should be able to easily handle this as we're looking at the army now making its way down. And what is this? Earthquake. Earthquake to try and deal with all of the buildings here. The buildings suffering a lot of damage, and all three Ziggurats are going to end up getting taken down pretty quickly. In comes a Scroll of Town Portal, trying to retreat back here as the Farseer, well, no Scroll of Speed, just simply trying to walk away with that Tauren Chieftain. But because there's no unholy aura, the Tauren Chieftain's level 1 endurance aura is allowing these units to outpace the opponent. Now that the towers are gone, the Spirit Wolves can have free run on all of these acolytes and perhaps deal a bit more damage. Wind Riders perhaps can turn around, get some damage onto those destroyers. You can see that destroyer, how much damage it is taking per second, and how long those envenom spears just seemingly last forever and a day. Still dropping, and now down to 300 hit points. Still dropping. All right, one destroyer, Purge, and that is going to be a death of another destroyer right there. All right, 56 supply now compared to 42. Level 4 now on that on that Tauren Chieftain. Level 2 Endurance Aura as all of those acolytes were getting cleaned up. Watchtowers trying to be rebuilt here. Scars in the middle of the map trying to build up some bases, and it looks like it may actually be able to work as repairs could be in order. Coming back around, units trying to retreat back here. Tauren Chieftain, Farseer, level 2 Endurance Aura with that faster movement speed as they are trying to retreat back again. All right. Where is that plus 6? All right, yeah, plus 28 damage. I was looking at the number, like, how did the number drop down so low for a while? Oh, Howl of Terror made it go down to just a plus 9. All right, 2 watchtowers here. An expansion could be set up here in just a moment. Burrowed Carrion Beetle here. No mining going on down to the south side here, as the Farseer may be going for another Earthquake exchange, trying to take down buildings, but does not actually hit the slaughterhouse here. All right, Tauren Chieftain trying to get in some damage. There goes some more buildings as well. Farseer trying to win out the base race, and this could be a problem. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. There is a Stomp, trying to time that. That is a level 2 Stomp, as the Potion of Invulnerability does come online in time. All right, units still trying to retreat back here. Shadowhunter, a little bit low on mana, but that is some big damage indeed, as we do see a retreat. 41 supply compared to 51. And really, that Envenom Spears has made a big difference overall. But this Wind Rider, well, is it going to end up getting denied? No, it is not. Wonderfully killed by Fukaimori, but Fukaimori still has a lot of ground to cover. Level 3 Healing Spray, getting that Crypt Lord back up to, reasonable health. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain, Shadowhunter. Shadowhunter could get up to level 6. I don't expect Big Bad Voodoo, as Impale would just simply shut that down pretty fast as well. Great Hall trying to be rebuilt off over here. The towers here were cleaned up, as we're looking at the Shadow Wolves still trying to disrupt a bit of mining. Earthquake in this position is definitely in the plans of the Farseer. Farseer now down to 5 seconds on that cooldown, could be able to take down these buildings and then will open things up for against all of these acolytes. There's the Earthquake. Earthquake also on that haunted gold mine. Damage is racking up pretty quickly. No repairs, and all the towers are pretty much gone. No, one Spirit Tower somehow ends up staying alive, and now more engagement getting underway here. One Spirit Tower, 1 or 2 more shots. There's a Stomp there. Are we going to see a Hex to follow it up? There's a Hex to follow it up, and this could be a bunch of chaining back and forth down to 89 hit points. There's that Potion of Healing, and there's another Hex as well. No Impale, a level up onto the Shadowhunter, and that is going to be a big deal indeed. turning back around. Do we see Big Bad Voodoo? No, we do not. But the Shadow Hunter could, in fact, use Big Bad Voodoo since there is currently no way to stun that hero at all. There's Big Bad Voodoo as the Shadow Hunter holding Big Bad Voodoo right there, making all of the units nearby invulnerable to any sort of damage. Pit Lord about to fall as well. No, he uses a Scroll of Town Portal, and Big Bad Voodoo saves the day as the Shadow Hunter was able to be surrounded by his own friendly units in order to protect the entire army. All right, Acolytes all pretty much taken down here. Both sides still fighting their way through. There goes another Crypt Fiend. Tauren Chieftain has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability as well. Both sides fighting their way through. Envenom Spears. Damage is starting to rack up. Tauren Chieftain, well, trying to finish off some of these Crypt Fiends as the Crypt Fiends are burrowed. But, well, we do see Dust of Appearance as well. 31 supply compared to 31. Fukaimori perhaps wondering how this game got away from him as, well, the Farseer's Farseer's Earthquakes made those Spirit Towers vulnerable to the Shadow Wolves. Great synergy and just recognition in this matchup here as we're looking at more damage getting racked up. Fukaimori, well, maybe throwing in the towel here as the Farseer continuing to finish off more and more units. Pit Lord, should be somewhere on the battlefield. Meanwhile, the Alchemist down to 167 hit points, continuing to take damage here. Healing, spraying himself, trying to stay alive with an Obsidian statue, finally finishing off that wolf there. All right, Shadow Hunter getting a little bit of mana. Both sides fighting underway. Envenom Spears, Tauren Chieftain gets in a stomp on the Alchemist. Alchemist follows up with a Hex, and there is the death of an Alchemist. That should be the game at this point. There is the GG. And wow, what a game going back and forth. The winner overall because of the superior hero score. Look at the resource difference. Significantly less gold mined even after Fukaimori had a much larger army throughout the game, losing much more gold to upkeep. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.